Do you remember the first time you ever had mids, saw mids, consumed mids? Do you remember the first time? Because it was a very wild experience for me, right? It was over 10 years ago. I was typically picking up flower from a few different people. And while I wasn't getting like the best stuff in the world, I wasn't getting what I would call mids at the time. Because if you're not sure, you're not familiar with what mids are, that's just like the obviously lower quality flower bud, whatever you're trying to get. It's like the obvious lower quality. Some people use the term for different levels of things, but the first time you see mids, you know. And for me, it was shocking, right? I had been picking up from a few different people typically, and I was getting like a decent quality, right? And one time, just like the regular people I would get from either weren't available or didn't have anything. And I remember just hanging out with some buddies who I used to sesh with, and I was like, hey man, I don't have any access to anything right now. Can I get something off of you? Do you know anywhere where I can get anything? And I had a buddy say, well, I know a guy, but unfortunately, he sells mids, and I'd never heard of mids before. I'm like, well, what's mids? Is it good? And when you don't know, right, you think it's a flavor. Oh, there's Sour Diesel, there's Blue Dream, and there's mids, right? Wrong. He gave me a little bit of an idea. He's like, oh, it's the lower quality stuff. But the way that they would talk about it back in the day is like, oh, you're going to get like twice as much, but you're going to spend half as much, right? You get way more of it, but it's not as good, so you just have to smoke a little bit more, you know? That was the first time I ever felt like I could crush bowl after bowl after bowl and not need a break, right? When you're smoking mids, you just blast right through it. You need a lot for it to work. It's just lower potency, lower quality. Like the first time I ever had mids, I was looking at like, this is the same stuff I've been getting, right? Just the buds looked way worse. It just looks way worse. And there's no like one look for mids, but when you're getting some decent bud to some it's not decent bud, you know. But I had this revelation on my Twitch stream the other day where if you don't follow me on Twitch, bro, YouTube is for babies. I can't even do cool stuff or show you anything cool over here. Come check me out on Twitch. YouTube don't even pay me. But I had this revelation during my cart night stream, the one night a year I bust out the carts. I had a revelation that there's a new modern day mid smoker, and they don't even know that they're smoking the mids. Because back in the day, you knew. You knew, they told you. You knew based off the price. You knew based off of just looking at it that you were smoking mids. And some people were proud of it. Some people preferred it. I talked to several people that are like, you know what? I actually prefer mids because it's not as potent. And I like to smoke a little bit and I don't want to get too high. This was a semi-common sentiment of people back in the day. They just wanted to like lower potency stuff. They didn't want to take one hit and be like too high to do anything. Some people just like to go through the motions of smoking and just get a little high. Like Towley. We'll just get a little high. When I first started getting into consuming the green, you knew who smoked mids. They told you. It wasn't like even a shameful thing. It was just a, nah, bro, I prefer the lower quality stuff. Roast me if you want, but like that's what I'm getting. But nowadays, I had this revelation. The modern day mid smoker doesn't know they're smoking mids. They've been lied to with things like CRC and pre-rolls. Oh, we're putting premium bud in these pre-rolls. And honestly, the biggest culprit is carts, bro. Some of these distillate carts, they make them look so good, but it's like the worst oil that you've ever seen ever. And I say this all the time, but like it doesn't matter how good quality, it doesn't matter how good the oil is. Once you put it in a cartridge, it sucks now. The cart itself is the mids. You can have the best oils on the planet, but as soon as you get it in that cartridge, the cartridge can't do a good job of hitting it. And look, I was talking to some people the other day. Some people don't realize they're getting a bad hit from the carts. Every other concentrate hit that they've done was like the equivalent of a red hot glowing titanium nail, and the hit just like super scorched their throat. Some people are comparing the vape pen to like the worst dab you could imagine, and they're like, yeah, bro, it's about the same. For some people, the hit off the pen is better than the experience they gave themselves with like a torch and a banger. So they're like, yeah, these are pretty good. But your average person who thinks carts are good has never had a good dab in their life. They've never had the single good concentrate hit, because you would know. You would know, bro. I hit a ton of carts, and look, you can put good quality oil in them, but the actual technology used to deliver the vapor is so bad, it's so low quality that you can't get a good hit. But the modern day mid smoker doesn't even, they think they're smoking good, right? They think they're getting the good stuff. Oh yeah, bro, I'm getting the top shelf, super fancy packaging, cartridge, blah, 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 blah. And it's like a doo-doo tier distillate dressed up to look nice with added flavors in it to smell nice. They don't know they're smoking mids. They think they got the good stuff. Now, I think some people misconstrue my point here and think that I'm saying that all carts are the same level of bad. Some carts are better than other carts, but that doesn't mean that they're good. Some carts are 20 times better than other carts, but in the grand scheme of things, they're bottom of the barrel. They're the mids. You take the best oil on the planet, right? You hit it off a quartz banger. Oh my God, it's amazing, right? You put it in the cartridge, it's mids now. And guys, the modern day mid smoker, they're holding us back. I was thinking about this the other day. Your average cart consumer, your mid smoker, they love it. They think that they're getting a good hit, a good sesh. That's why carts are always going to be bad, right? The demand for terrible hits that are portable and convenient is so high that they're just going to keep supplying you with that. And look, I gotta tell you, if you're the guy that's just like, hey man, I gotta use the cart, bro. It's too convenient. I can't beat the convenience of the cart. I need to just be able to pull it out of my pocket and hit it really quick. If you're that guy that's just, you gotta have it for the convenience, you're the lazy stoner stereotype that everyone's talking about. When they say stoners are lazy, they're talking about you. Nah, bro, it's gotta be so convenient. I gotta be able to, within seconds, pull it out of my pocket and be inhaling vapor. You're the lazy stoner. You don't have the extra 20 seconds to load up some concentrate in like a proper device. You're the lazy stoner. Anyway, look, come get lit with me on Twitch. Sorry, I had to say it. Like, I don't use carts that often, and every time I do, I'm like, bro, people like this? I'm telling you, there's way better ways to do it. There's way better ways. Have a lit day, my dudes. Oh, and I've been doing more vlogs and IRL stuff, so definitely check that out on Twitch, and I'm gonna link a vlog here. Check that out and let me know, where should I go next, huh? Later, dudes.